Hi everybody, it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. I had a little, I don't know what's up with the Facebook, where I usually do my die shorts, and the phone wouldn't flip. We tried 3 times, so I'm having to come and do my intro with my webcam. So technology, it's out to get us all. All right, I'm going to show you a fun thing to do with the spiral die and the hats off. So that's what we're doing for today's dies shorts, and I hope you enjoy it because we had fun, a lot of fun always when I do my lives with the chit chat with everybody. So thanks for being patient with me when we have technical difficulties, and so let's get started. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have started it with it flipped, so I'm gonna have to see what's going on, because you know what, well, I don't want to make people have to be messing with it. Oh. All right, so hopefully you can see my hands, and I apologize. Good grief. What's up? What is up? What is up? Okay. So we are starting with the face down, so you can see what's going on. So hopefully you'll come over here and find me again, and I apologize for all of this craziness. I don't know what's going on. YouTube's messing up sometimes, and now Facebook. So, okay. So so I just started it this way. So here, like I always mention, is the hostess code for the month of June. So please, if you are ordering and you're not in one of my stamp clubs, that is the that is what you want to use for your order, okay? So I'm gonna have to get my sister. Jackie, you are my go-to person for technology stuff. What's going on? At least I can see your comments. When I'm all done the video, after I say bye, I'm gonna try to flip it and see if it messes up again, but I'm not gonna flip it at the beginning. So my fingers are crazy. Look at all the ink. Look at all the ink. So I have been having fun with, we have a new stamp set, and it's funny because it's called Spiral Die, but it's spelled like dyeing, right? Like you dye your t-shirts, and not D-I-E, like the dies that cut out, or D-I, like me. So it's kind of funny. So so this is what I've been doing, and it is, oh my gosh, it is so much fun. So let me get my little thing out here. So what you want to do is you definitely want to have like the Stamparatus when you're using this. So let me scoot it. So now Jackie, probably nobody will be over here because everyone's going to be like, we give up. But anyway, so hopefully you're still here. Let's see, I'm going to scoot over. All right. Sorry, Rhonda. I know, I was just like, is acting up. This is the 3rd time. It's the 3rd time, Rhonda. Okay, so what I did, I was like messing around trying to figure out the best way to do it. You definitely want to use a Stamparatus. I tried making like a little jig, and that didn't really work. So then, so what I ended up doing was I just need basically to know where this is on for the card, to put the placement of the card. So I'm going to scoot up a little bit more so you can see. Maybe I was waiting for you to get here, Rhonda. Oh, I know. I'm so glad you keep coming back, Lily and Virginia, because you are the best. Okay, so what I did was, so I just have my Stamparatus. This is just the scrap paper, or the little grid sheets that you can get for it. I also have the little foam dealy bob back there. And this is just the magnet that comes with the Stamparatus. But you really can't put the magnet on the cardstock like you usually do, because you're doing the whole image. So what I did was, I'm like, well, I just need to put this design here as basically like a template. because me cutting out didn't quite work right. And it could have been the way I cut out because, I'm a stamper, not a mathematician or scientist or whatever that would be. Okay, so, because I was trying to, so it's kind of like making a jig. My husband is he does carpenting stuff. That's not his job, but he's amazing at carpenter stuff. And usually if he's going to make something over and over and over again, he will make himself a jig. So basically this is kind of what I'm doing. I'm making up a little jig. So this is just the gorgeous grape. And then, let me get that magnet out of the way. Hold on a minute. Get this. I want it to still hold this paper, but I don't want it to get in the way. All right. And then my friend Marcy, I learned this from her. So this is just a, oh my gosh, a dry erase board eraser. And then it just makes you be able to rub on your Stamparatus better instead of like all this stuff. So anyways, so thank you, Marcy. I think mine looks a little bit different. I got it on Amazon. But, okay. So that's just basically, oh, my dancing a jig. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid to do anything and have it mess up whatever I'm doing. Okay, so now I know that this is where this is going to stamp. So I'm going to just take a couple little Post-its. And I had looked for my skinny ones. And I'm like, where are my skinny ones? But I couldn't find them. So I'm just using my regular size. Well, they're still little, but. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this just along the edge. So that's there. And it's here. Just give it a good crease. Because this way, then the paper just kind of has something like the cardstock that you're going to actually stamp on. Kind of has a place to butt up against and rest on. So, all right. And then this one. And if it's not like perfect, I mean, that's okay. I'm going to trim that so it's not. Just going to cut that off. All right. Okay, so that looks good. I'm just going to make sure I'm all right up into the corner and put my magnet back just because it probably adjusted just a little bit. I'm also going to trim this one. This is why I was trying to find my skinny Post-its. So I didn't have that overlapping. But hey, this works, right? So I'm doing that. Now it's nice and butt up against there. Okay, so now we know that that's where we want our stuff to be. Can everyone see? Oh, can you see the whole? I can see it on my computer. Can you see now? Can you see it, Connie? All right, is that better? All right. Then, okay, so now then I'm gonna take, so this is just the basic white cardstock. Now I've cut it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that is a 1/4 sheet of paper. Now you usually would cut it smaller, but I'm cutting it so I get 4 out of a piece of paper. I can always trim it down. So I would just as soon do this full size and trim it later. So by having the Post-it notes, it just kind of makes it rest, you know, because it has a little bit of a lip. Oh wait, you know what else I forgot? Okay, then I am also going to take some snail, or you just want to put some adhesive. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive in the center, but I'm touching it to get some of the tackiness away, and my fingers are a mess, so that it will also hold that paper. So just rub it a little bit. That way it should hold it onto the paper and not come up onto the stamp when you stamp. All right, so I'm just going to use the Gorgeous Grape again, because basically I'm just teaching you how to use this die. So this is just the dark, or the Gorgeous Grape. And then flip it over and stamp it. Use our handy dandy little dry erase thing to rub. And then you have this gorgeous, gorgeous spiral. Now, you could leave it as it is because it's beautiful. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to turn it 180 degrees. So that's kind of why you have all this stuff going, because you want to put it back. So then I'm putting it back into that crook of that post-it and these post-its. Now, I'm not going to re-ink it because I just want to show you how it looks if you use the same color. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very gross, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to breathe on this. All right, so just ignore the top of my head. Hey, this is live, folks. All right, so then it's just going to moisten that up a little bit. Look at my crazy gray hair. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we're going to rub. So now we use the same pad, but we'll have two different colors. So look at that. So isn't that so cool? So this was just Gorgeous Grape. Flip it around. You have to flip it 180 degrees. And it explains in the catalog about that. So it's not like I invented it or whatever. It explains in the catalog. So you flip it 180 degrees. So that is just Gorgeous Grape stamped once for the dark. And I didn't re-ink it. I did just breathe on it. And then you got this pretty. Now this reminds me of last year's Purple Posy when it does the lighter. So that's basically what I didn't want to show you on here. But I want to show you some other things I did. Okay, so anyway, so let me put this aside. Let me put this over here. Okay. So do you have any questions before I go on to show you other stuff in regards to that die? So let me scoot down a little bit. So do you have any questions in regards to the spiral die stamp set? So I'll keep watching while I get myself situated here. All right, so this one was Gorgeous Grape twice, basically, just not re-inked. So then I played with more colors, hence the crazy hands with all the colors on. All right, so this is Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape. So it looks a little bit different. So that was Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape. I'll put it on the back. This was Gorgeous Grape. Hang on a minute. This one was Gorgeous with my horrible writing. Gorgeous Grape twice, just so I remember. So this one was Gorgeous Grape twice. This again was Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape. Hi, Nancy. All right. Okay, so here's another Gorgeous Grape twice. All right. Now this one was not one of my favorite, but it could be somebody's favorite, right? So this one is Polished Pink and Granny Apple. So this one kind of makes you think of like cotton candy and like candy apples or whatever. So anyway, so that one was Polished Pink and Granny Apple. Then this one is Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay. So I think this was probably one of my favorite ones. So let me stick that on the back because I'm totally going to do something with these when I'm done. So then I was like, oh, okay, so here's another one. So here's Magenta, what is it? Magenta Madness. Oh my gosh, my mind. So this is Magenta Madness. Try Granny Apple and Purple. Ooh, that might be cute. All right. Remind me. I can I have more paper cut, so I can do that. All right, so this is, I'll show you these first. So this is Magenta Madness in Polished Pink. So this one's kind of cute as well. So Jackie, I'll do, you mean the Gorgeous Grape, Jackie? And the Granny Apple, the dark. So this is what happens if you move it by mistake. So this is Polished Pink and Petal Pink, but I scooted it a little bit. Like not on purpose, but it just kind of moved a little bit. So it's almost like a 3D, like maybe you need to go to your doctor and get your eyes checked kind of look. So, but you might want that, you know, kind of psychedelic-y look. Now this might be fun with the greens too, because it kind of makes you look like you're watching a 3D movie, you know, and you have to wear those special glasses. And then I thought, what happens if I stamp on colored cardstock? Because then that would add 3 colors. So this is the Mint Macaron cardstock with the Coastal Cabana and the Bermuda Bay. So it just gives that, it has like a 3rd color. Now what I should have done is I should have stamped it twice, just because of the texture that is on the cardstock compared to the basic white. You can kind of see the texture of the cardstock, you know what I mean? So it's not like as solid of an image. So next time I would, but that looks super cute as well. All right, so let me do that one that Jackie wants to see, and then I'll show you some other things that have me so excited. Okay, so hang on a minute. Let me bring this back. So she wanted to see, what was it, Granny Apple. So this is where my hands got all messy because I kept washing it off. All right, so let me scoot it up. So I kept washing it off. All right, so let me get a piece of paper. Hopefully you can see that all right. So now Jackie wants to see Gorgeous Grape. I mean, I can clean it if you want a lighter grape or a lighter purple, but you'd have to speak now because I'm about ready. So this is almost needs a little bit more on there just to give it just a little bit more tackiness. All right, if you use the seal, I'm still using up some of my old snail. If you use your seal, you definitely want to really, you know, put that tackiness off of it. Okay, so now we're going to do Gorgeous Grape. All right, so we have Gorgeous Grape. Well, luckily, I didn't clean it. All right, so we have Gorgeous Grape. Where's my doohickey? What we want to do is, oh my gosh, where did I put the stamp set? Good grief. All right. Because this is going to stamp better if you put a stamp set underneath there. All right. Because then it lays it flatter. So this is Gorgeous Grape. This is a request from my sister, Jackie. Little Jackie. All right. So this is Gorgeous Grape. Rub, rub, rub. And then we're going to do Granny Apple. Maybe this will be the most beautiful one of all. All right, so let's see how that looks. Let's see if we need to stamp it again. Let's see, because I've been using these so much. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to ink it up again. Just because I've been doing so many with the Gorgeous Grape, you definitely, if you're going to get this die, this spiral die stamp set, definitely make sure you have your refills, because you're using up quite a bit of ink. Because it's so much fun, you just keep making them and keep making them. So you're using up a lot of ink, especially if you keep switching colors, right? Because then you're cleaning them off. All right, so this is, I just did a second layer of the Gorgeous Grape. So see, now it's really dark, all right? So now we need to clean it. So I'm just using, now I should use my chamois. You know, we have the little chamois, and I just trim them down so it's a little shorter. But it would get a lot of ink on it. So I have just been using baby wipes. And I'm not a super big fan of the baby wipes, but for this is okay. I'm more of not a big fan of baby wipes with the photopolymer. All right. Plus, I use the baby wipe once and I'm done with it. I'm not like rubbing it till there's pieces coming off of it, because that's why I always had trouble with the baby wipes, because you keep using them and then the baby wipe kind of breaks down and you get baby wipe pieces all over. And that's not good. So if you just use it like once, then you're okay. All right, so now we're gonna try the granny apple. Oh, almost forgot, I need to spin it. So now I'm gonna take this out. So it was really stuck that time. Make sure that's back in the corner. Hang on a second. Make sure it's snug in the corner. And put that back. Gee, I hope I spinned it. Did I spin it? Hang on a minute. Yep, I spinned it. Jackie's also the smart sister. She has a very good memory compared to my old memory. And I don't know what I did not to have a good memory, but okay. So this is Granny Apple. And we'll see if I have to do it twice. Oh, I don't know what these are. These are just, there's like no perfume on them. I think I got them at Target or something. I don't know. These are sensitive. I don't think there's alcohol on these ones. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, Jackie, you weren't supposed to answer that. That was a rhetorical question. Okay, so this is Granny Apple. I think it was all the studying I did. I think that was it. I just used all my brains up when I was younger. All right, let's see what it looks like. Ooh, that's not bad. That's kind of cool. What do you think? What do you think? You like that? I think that is way cool. Now, should I scoot it? What do you think? Should I scoot it? All right, so I'm gonna scoot it a little bit and see if we can get that 3D kind of look. It's only paper, right? So I'm gonna scoot it, but I'm not gonna re-ink it, because then I'm hoping I will get some lighter green. Hang on a minute, where's that gonna be? Do I want to scoot it up or down? I think I want to scoot it down. Let's see, do I scoot it up or down? All right, so I just scooted it down a little bit. I think a light purple would be cool too. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna breathe on it. All right, so this is the Granny Apple. We'll see what it's gonna look like. Maybe I'll wreck it, but it's only paper. Oh, my crazy hair. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Oh, so it's not as noticeable. Like, you don't really see it as much, but it's still super cool. So that's the grape and the Granny Apple. That is very, very cool. So, all right. So any other color combinations before I go on to the other exciting thing I want to show? Anyone else? Bueller? Okay, so I'm going to move along then. All right, so this was, let me get this out of the way. So Jackie, you're just going to have to get that stamp. All right, so let me write this down so I don't forget. So this was Gorgeous and Granny. So Gorgeous Granny, and it is cute. And I did scoot it. So I probably shouldn't have scooted it, because then it took some of that cool color away from the white, right? Like it muddied that up a little bit, but hey, that one's pretty cool. So whoever invented that was pretty smart. Okay, so let me show you what else. So then I got thinking, what would be fun to do with these? And what else we have new is we have this awesome new stamp set called Hats Off. And I thought, ooh, that might be fun. All right, so I used the hats off. So what I did was I actually put it on the Stamparatus because I kept forgetting to stamp it on my cardstock first. So I put it up here. So the Stamparatus, you can put your plates. So, you know, then it was right there, so I would stop forgetting because, like I said, my sister is the one that has the good memory. My memory is horrible. Okay, so we're going to do hats off. So then what I did was I took we'll call it one. Oh, so then it has a die as well. It's super cool. And the die actually does stitching. So when you punch it out, it has stitches. So here's your little ball cap. And it's a good size. Like, look at it. It fits in my palm. But it has these cute little stitches. And then you have all these little fun things that you can put on your hat. So there's like fishies and a buffalo and a Harry Potter. And the little baby hat is funny because I have a hat that was from my Walking Dead stuff. And it has a picture of a hat on the hat. It was Gwen's hat. So anyways, so that's fun. Have a little hat on a hat. So anyways, okay, so that's what I was messing with. So look what I did. So I just took, so this is the polished pink, stamped twice. Oh, Jackie, you like all the comments. Oh my gosh, we need to do another Zoom, right? We need our sister fix. Okay, so then, so look how cool it is. So here is the hat with stamped onto the paper that has the whatever. But then I also did some plain ones. So I have some plain hats, and this is why I put the hat on the Stamparatus, because I kept cutting them out, and I'm like, well, gosh darn it, I don't have the lines on it. And you don't need it, but it really does. You know, you really want to have the lines on it. So I have all these ones that I didn't stamp the pictures, so I'll mess with them later. Okay, but what I thought would be fun is to mess around with these hats. So I want to keep this one like that. All right, then look how cool this is. So you have your little stitches on here too, but isn't that the funnest little farmer's hat? You also have some ovals, so the oval would be cute on there too if you wanted to add that. Or just, you know, the oval on the plain hat. This is fun, little pocket. Like, look how fun this hat is by putting that. Whoops, can you see? Hang on a minute. I'm like out of the frame there. But aren't these super cute? Oh my gosh. So then I was like, okay, so let me play a little bit. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to take this one. I want this hat. And I'm going to take my scissors. I want to make sure I'm cutting the right thing. Hang on a minute. And I'm going to cut the bill off of the hat. And then it'll go on here. I need to trim this off here. And all my excitement, I'm not breathing, so my nose is running. Okay, so hold on a minute. It used to happen at workshops all the time. All right, so look how cute that is. If you like put that on that bill, right? Because now you have this cute little hat. So it's kind of like, you know, a cute little girl hat. And then you could put this on there. You could do the same thing. So now I've got this bill cut off. So if we wanted, we could put it on this hat. So then you'd have a hat. So, okay, so now when I do this, so watch. So see, you could put this bill I cut off on here. But see how you have to trim this a little shorter? Because this line is not showing. So you want to cut this just a bit shorter so that the line, the ink line, you can see from this one. So whenever, this is called paper piecing. Remember I told you that you could do paper piecing with clothing? So this is kind of the same idea. So you just want to make sure that you know what lines to cut away and what ones to keep. Because now you see this line. Now I trimmed it a little bit too much, but I wouldn't necessarily use the same one. So size-wise, is there any critter or person stamp in the catalog, oh, that the hat would fit on? The little baby hat? Definitely. Definitely the little, you mean the baby hat, I'm sure, right? Because this hat is almost as big as, let me get it out of here. Just look at the little baby hat. Let me go cut one. Hold on a minute. Let me go cut one. That sounds kind of gross. Okay, so hang on a second. Let me cut a little baby hat. We're gonna cut the little baby hat. All right, hang on a minute. It's so cute. All right, so here's the little baby hat, but I don't think, there's not a little baby hat stamp, so you won't get any like lines, like black lines, but here is the size of the little baby hat. So, let's see here. All right, so, but aren't these cute? So I never finished any of them because I still want to play, like I don't know what I want to say. But anyways, I love the little hat. So this was fun playing with these. So I will play with more of those. All right, let me put this because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to lose it. But look at the little trees, the fish, the buffalo, the star. So real quick, let's go to the catalog. And now what's funny is it does have a slit. So there's a slit here. So you can stick it on stuff because it cuts. It actually cuts. It cuts a line right there. So you could stick it on something. Let me get a puffin. Hang on, I'm getting a puffin. As she screams from across the room. All right. Let's see here. So look at, here's a puffin. It would fit on the puffin. But you kind of don't want, or maybe it goes like this. Maybe it goes like this instead. I don't know. Because you kind of want, I guess I don't understand the slit now. Because if you go like this, that doesn't look right. So I don't understand. But anyways, so I guess I have to be smarter than the hat, and that might not be what's happening. So the puffins are a little bit too small. So I'm not really sure now, Jackie. Let's see, what about these two? So we have Mr. and Mrs. Gibbs. So this hat would kind of fit on him, but it covers his eyes. Let's see about this badger. Oh, look at this, would be hilarious. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I have to do one. So it's the backwards hat. That would look hilarious. Doesn't that badger look like he's like in a rough crowd? Okay, so I have the badgers. I'm gonna have to do something because these guys look like they're in a band or something, right? Like a boy band with their backwards hats. So it totally works on the badger. Oh my gosh. Oh, Oh my gosh, Jackie. All right, so the badger works. So we'll just have to like look around. I don't think I'd put one on the hat, on the cat. So yeah, we would just have to look in the catalog more. But that's how big the little baby hat is. So anyways, all right, so I'm going to do a Papa hat on one. Oh yeah, where it's crooked. Jeff's always putting his hat on crooked. But you could even like look, if you trimmed it, and then it's kind of like a beanie or whatever, right? Isn't that a beanie or something? It's like a beanie hat. I don't know. But anyways, but that's the baby hat. Okay, so, oh, the goats. Oh, what is it? Way to go. Now that I've cut the hat in 2 pieces. Way to go. Page 64. I'm not sure about the goats. That would be hilarious though if it does. And the chickens. Let's see, where's my poor hat that I've now cut into 2 pieces? Oh, this, it might work. Oh my gosh, it would work on this bear. I'd have to do it with the bear. That gives that bear some attitude. Look at that. That bear right there. Not that he needs attitude, but now that I cut the hat in half, it might work. And then on the chickens. All right, where's the goats? The goats are over here. I shouldn't have cut the hat in half. I can't even pick up the hat now that it's in 2 pieces. All right, hang on a minute. So here's the goats. It kind of looks funny when it's cut though. All right. Now this one looks, this would be funny on this goat just because of its face. So I would say yes to this goat. I wish I hadn't cut that in half. So Marcy, I think the goats would look really funny with the hat on. So definitely play around with both of these. Play with your spiral die stamp set and the hats off, because, and you'll have to check. Marcy did a really cute card with the spiral die the other day and the turtle. Now I'm not getting the turtle. You'll have to check if the hat will fit on the turtle. So I ended up doing a couple little things. I don't know if you can see or not. Look how fun. So I'm your #1 fan and life is great. But those hats, everybody needs both of these, right? The cute stamp set and the hat, they go perfect together. So hopefully you have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday. That is at 11 o'clock, and that's Arizona time, and I do those on my YouTube channel. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know by Sunday, and that way I can get the card figured out or the project and be all ready for Monday. All right, have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye.